Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. We're going over UFC Vegas 45. Don't forget we got an early start time. It's a 4 o'clock start time for this card. We got it. I wouldn't say this is an amazing main event. It's a pretty good card overall though. And if you're a hardcore fan, it's really a good card. But first, let's say thank you to our sponsor, Tampa Bless, home of Team Do Good, TampaBless.com for more information on that. Guys, let's get right into it. Derrick Lewis, he's ranked number 3 heavyweight in the world. He's plus 120 underdog. He's 25-8-1, no contest. He's 36 years old, and he is coming off a brutal beatdown by Ciryl Gane. He got beat down. It wasn't even a funny fight. But I'm a Gane fan, so let's go Gane. But he's going up against another guy this guy's starting to get his own fan base. This kid looks good. He's surging right now. Dawkis, ranked number 7, minus 140 favorite. He's 32 years old. He's 12-3, and he's on a 5-fight winning streak, and all 5 are by KO. Guy is legit. Tom, I know you've been on the Dawkis wagon for a minute here. I know you like Dawkis. What do you see happening in this one?
Yes, sir. All right. So we got Derrick Lewis, the American, on one side, 36, 6'2" in height, holds a 3-inch reach advantage over the American Chris Dawkis on the other side, 32 years old, 6'2" in height as well. Derrick Lewis, 25-8-0 with 1 no contest, UFC 16-6. He's a blue belt in BJJ, surprisingly. And he's coming off a TKO loss to Ciryl Gane in August 2021. The other side, Chris Dawkis, 12-3-0, UFC 4-0. He's on a 4 win streak, and he's only had 4 fights. He's undefeated in the UFC. He's a black belt in BJJ, and he's coming off a TKO punches and elbows win over Shamil Abdurakhimov, or Abdurakhimov, however you say it. It's September 2021, so not long ago either. Now, I saw Derrick. You know, Derrick's always trying to make something funny. And he said, you know, being that, you know, basically the gist of it was Chris is a cop and he can't be getting Rodney King'd. So, you know, anyhow, my pick, listen, I think this is the style fight that Derrick Lewis thrives in. Chris Dawkis has got to be very careful. He might not be as quick in and out like on his toes, bouncing like Ciryl Gane. He's got to be really quick because Derrick tends to be a little bit boring, but he's waiting for that counter. And he's waiting to catch you come in, and he could sleep anyone. I mean, he put out Curtis Blade like cold. And he does that to pretty much anybody if you allow him to get a nice shot on you. But on the other hand, if you can get some shots on Derrick, he does not like to get hit. He cowers, and he could give up. You just got to really be in and out and don't give him that shot. This is the type of fight, though, I think favors Derrick's style, though. So Chris has got to be very careful here. It should be a banger, but it might not be because of Derrick's style. He might hold back and wait and just waiting to clobber you with one hit. So we'll see what happens. Derrick, though, has been trying to incorporate some kicks and stuff. We might see that as well. He has been improving. I'm not going to act like he's a one-trick pony, but that is his major go-to.
He's pretty close to a one-trick pony.
Yeah. So, you know, his sprawl's gotten pretty good, too, so don't look to really get him down necessarily 100% either. And he was using that takedown defense, which was an uppercut. You got to watch out for that. It's a sneaky little defense for taking down people that are shooting on you. But all that said, I'm going to go with Chris, man. I'm hoping that he comes in and he uses like a little bit more agility potentially and, you know, can touch, you know, Derrick enough times to really get him to quit or get a decision. So I'm thinking TKO stoppage round 4.
Round 4. Huh?
Possibly round 3. 3 or 4 TKO stoppage. Or potentially a decision, but I'm leaning towards TKO stoppage round 3 or 4, Chris Dawkis. If that doesn't happen, Chris is probably getting knocked out.
I pretty much see it exactly how you see it. I think both men have a clear path to victory in this one. Chris just has to use his clear speed advantage. He's got good ins and outs. And as you mentioned, Lewis does not take shots well. He does not like getting hit. I think Dawkis should be able to use the game plan that Gon had and other guys have had. Use some reach, get in and out very fast. Don't just move vertical on this guy. You got to move side to side. You got to go lateral on Derrick Lewis so he doesn't have the shot to get you with that counter punch. We saw Volkov had him beat 4 rounds in like 4 minutes, and then he just goes straight into like a war. And as you mentioned, Lewis has the power to put anyone out. There's no question that there's a clear path for Lewis. It's land the right hand. I don't think that happens in this fight. I think Dawkis knows, don't go by the power. I think that's his path to victory. I think he can walk away a winner here. I don't know if I see him finishing. I think the game plan shouldn't even really be to finish Derrick Lewis. It should be just hit him a few times and frustrate him, and then get off the straight line that he shoots. He's like the most flat-footed fighter I've ever seen. It's crazy. So 100% in agreement that Dawkis should win, has the ability to win, but if you get in front of Derrick Lewis's hands, you're not going to win. So, I mean, That's it.
And the path to victory, if you don't touch him up, if you don't touch up Derrick Lewis, the decision path is totally there, like you're mentioning. But from a fan's perspective, it'll be a very boring
Chris
fight.
Dawkis is also in way better shape. We've seen him from when he came in to now. You could tell he is training full time. I mean, I know he's a cop, but he is in the zone with training. He is in 10 times better shape than he was.
And he's got hands.
He's got
too.
great hands.
I
just mentioned he's 5 wins and they're all KOs. He's fast. He's good, and he looks better and better. He is improving very fast, is what I'm saying. Where Derrick Lewis, you see some improvements, like he can sprawl a little better and stuff, but you don't really see him using anything else but that right hand still. It's pretty much the same boring Derrick Lewis. But we'll get into the card game because people do love Derrick Lewis. Like you said, he is comical. I think Derrick Lewis, he starts to sell pretty well, but we'll see what happens if he starts piling up some losses. He's been a fan favorite. I just don't see the belt coming his way, though. It seems like the belt is a little further off than it was. He had the interim shot. Gon pieced him up really bad. Francis, nobody really wants to watch that. I mean, we've seen it. I think Derrick actually has the win over it, but it was like the most boring fight you've ever seen. I think Francis wouldn't let that happen again, but you never know. Now, Dawkis, on the other hand, he's not even printed. He's surging at the moment. He looks like he could win this fight and be right there for a title shot. He's only like maybe 1 win away after that. That title shot is still, it's weird, but we're going to have it. Francis and Gon are going to fight soon, so we'll get a little bit more answers in the heavyweight division. We haven't heard from Jones, so I'm just going to count him out of the picture till he wants to actually come back. Stipe, I mean, still, Stipe hasn't set kind of any date or anything like that. So Dawkis can squeak right in there with this big victory if he really puts out Derrick's lights. I like him. I got a buy rating on Dawkis. I think he's youthful for the heavyweight division. Most guys are older in the heavyweight division, and I'd like to see him printed. I'm gonna stick with my buy rating on Dawkis right now. But we'll keep chugging along right here. We got the welterweight fight. Wonderboy, Stephen Thompson, ranked 5. He's a minus 220 favorite. He's 16-5-1. He's 38 years old, and he's coming off a loss to Gilbert Burns. He's going up against Bilal Muhammad, ranked 10, plus 180. He's 33 years old, 19-3, won no contest, and his last was a win over Damian Maia, but before that was a no contest against Leon, whereas if you watch that fight, Leon had full control. I know it was only a round or so, but it just looked like he was going to finish that fight. Tom, what do you think? Do you think Bilal can get an upset here versus Wonderboy? Is Wonderboy's age showing? What's going on?
I mean, of course it could happen. You have Stephen Thompson on one side, the American, 38. Bilal Muhammad, the American, on the other side, 33. Stephen Thompson, 6 feet tall. He holds a 3-inch reach advantage. Bilal, 5'9" in height. Stephen Thompson, 16-5-1 overall. UFC, he's 11-5-1. He's got a crazy set of skills. Brown belt in BJJ, 5th degree black belt in Tetsushin Ryo Kempo, 1st degree black belt in Jiu-Jitsu, and a black belt in American kickboxing, which we know he was undefeated at 58-0. He was never beaten in kickboxing. So you definitely don't want to stand and kickbox with Stephen Thompson. That's going to be where he feels very at home. He's coming off a unanimous decision loss to Gilbert Burns in July 2021. On the other side, you got Bilal Muhammad, 19-3-0 with 1 no contest. That was the eye poke with Leon Edwards. 10-3 with 1 no contest in the UFC. He's a purple belt in BJJ, and he's coming off that unanimous decision win over Damian Maia in June 2021. Who do I pick here? Now, of course, Bilal could upset Stephen Thompson. Bilal's a high-end UFC fighter. Any of them could potentially upset one another. You make the wrong play, but I mean, 9 out of 10 times, you could have somebody, or 7 out of 10 times, you could have somebody that you could be pretty sure is going to win. But there's always that chance. Who I'm going with, I don't think this is a good matchup for Bilal. When I saw him fighting against Leon had that similar style, at least early on, where there wasn't many takedowns, and it was kind of that stand-up where Stephen Thompson's going to feel very comfortable in that type of scenario unless Bilal tries to get him to the ground, which I don't feel like Bilal is anywhere near the level of Gilbert Burns on the ground. So Stephen Thompson is not a slouch on the ground either. He just is not on Gilbert Burns' level on the ground and couldn't get up from him. And that was the problem when he lost. He was just getting controlled. And I don't think Bilal will have the ability to do that. I'm going to go with Stephen Thompson by strikes round 3 or a decision. I mean, Bilal's tough. He might be able to, tough it out. But if he's going to fall, I think it might be the 3rd round.
Yeah. Super rare in agreement on this one, too. Pretty much. Doesn't happen very often. But I think this plays out same way most of Wonderboy fights do play out. He uses that karate style he has that nobody gets to really see until you actually face him. And then he is the master of range, and he has a reach advantage. So I think he's just going to point up Bilal. I think Steven's getting older, but I still feel like he's got a ton left in the tank. I felt like Gilbert was the first guy we ever really saw him hold him down, and he still couldn't really do any damage to Stephen Thompson on the ground. He got a decision victory. Wasn't a great fight. I rewatched it. I mean, there was no question who won, but Gilbert is a miniature bull out there, and he gives everybody problems and fits, too, at this weight class. Mm-hmm. But I like the decision win because there's only 3 rounds. As you mentioned, I just see Bilal. He's got a great chin on him. But when he matches up against guys that have fast hands, really good stand-up, we see him lose. I'm not saying he lost against Leon, but he was clearly at a disadvantage against Leon. He was on a big winning streak until that. But then he had lost previously to Jeff Neal. Great hands. We just saw Jeff Neal this past weekend. Has sick hands. Still got him. And then before that, he lost to Vicente Luque, who's just super well-rounded. And you're giving Bilal, he's a high-level guy. I agree. And take nothing away from him. He's inside the UFC. He's ranked in the top 10 in the world. But beating Damian Maia, gave him this little bit of cred. And Damian's over 40 now. It's not the same Damian Maia that you're beating. It's a totally different guy. It's not Damian Maia 10 years ago. Damian, that was was that his final fight? And now he's retired, or did he do one?
I think it might have been on his contract, but I don't know if he's retired or not.
Well, he's out of the UFC as far as it goes right now. So, I mean, you beat Damian on his way out, and I think you're getting a little bit too much credit for that one.
I still give you some credit for that. I give him some credit for that.
You get a little credit, but you don't.
That was a risky matchup.
It's not the same. Damian was on a kind of a losing streak. He's just not the same guy. I'm not saying he wasn't one of the greatest of all time. That's not my reference. But either way, I see it playing out the same way. I think Wonderboy points him up. Bilal's going to go for the takedown at some point in there. I don't think he has enough to really hold him down and do damage. I think every round starts on the feet, and it's very hard to get Thompson down multiple times. So I see the same thing as you. Now, as far as the card game go, Thompson's rookie card, it's found in that rare set, the 2013 Bloodlines that I talked about before. His cards hold an okay value from that set, probably mostly because that set was just so rare. It's still so hard to find. But all the other years and all his other cards they're very, very cheap. They're virtually, you can get them for whatever price you want. He's a legend. He's challenged for the belt multiple times. I wish he cemented his name with a win, though, over Woodley in one of those challenges. I got him as a hold right now. And with a loss, I mean, I say sell. With the win, he could get back in contention again. We've seen some of these older guys really have resurgences. As long as you're not in like the flyweight or bantamweight where speed really is the key to those divisions, some of these guys, they can really reinvent themselves later on. And Stephen Thompson just is such a good fighter. I could see him going back up one more time for a challenge. I hope he does. I really like Wonderboy. Who doesn't? He has the belt, the nicest motherfucker belt. Right? He was gifted that one. Now Bilal,
he's got people though competing for that these days though. We got some other people looking to compete for that.
The nicest.
He's up there. He holds the nicest. Yeah. He has the belt, but he has some competition.
Well, but
Ghani is one of them.
I like Ghan. So, but Bilal, to me, not proven yet. I can't put that buy rating on him. He needs to beat some top tier guys first. This fight is a top tier to me. If he gets this fight, could change my mind very easily. But right now, his 2018 rookie card's cheap. It's available. It's a hold. It's not a buy. Like I said, if you take a look at his record, it's just he doesn't have the victories over those guys. Luque and Neal and all those guys have the victory over him. All right, moving right on. Let's not slow down here. We got the strawweight battle. Crazy line in this one. We got Amanda Lemos. She's ranked 11. She's minus 310 favorite. She's 10-1-1. She's 34 years old, and she's on a 4-fight winning streak. And her last 2 fights were knockouts, which is rare for the strawweight division. She's going to be fighting Angela Overkill Hill, who's ranked 12, plus 245 underdog. She's 36 years old. She's 13-10, and she's coming off a loss to Tecia Torres, where, like I talk about, speed kills. Tecia was just so fast. She had really no shot in that one. Tom, what do you think about this one? This is kind of tricky. I think they're giving Lemos a little too much credit. She hasn't really fought down a strawweight very much. Angela Hill is definitely a game opponent for anyone in the division. What do you see happening?
Yeah. All right, we got Amanda Lemos, the Brazilian on one side, 34 years old, 5'3" in height. American Angela Hill on the other side, 36 years old, 5'2" in height. Amanda Lemos, 10-1-1 overall, UFC 4-1. She lost her first fight. She's been on a 4-fight win streak since. She's coming off a round 1 TKO punches win over Montserrat Ruiz in July 2021. Angela Hill on the other side, 13-10 overall. UFC, she's 8-10. She has a losing record, as we've noted before. She's coming off a unanimous decision loss to Tecia Torres in August 2021. She's got that kickboxing background, though, in which she was 16-0. She was undefeated in kickboxing, so she does like the stand-up game. And I feel like Amanda Lemos likes that as well.
Absolutely.
So that could be, the recipe for a fun fight as a fan. And it's worth noting that Angela Hill has been finished, but never by strikes.
Right. She's never been KO'd.
She likes to throw down. Who am I going to go with? I just think Lemos will outpoint her or maybe get some takedowns, hold her down a bit, not get the finish, get back to the standing, have a brawl. Nobody gets finished. Amanda wins by decision.
All right. Well, not really in agreements of that, but that's normal. It's normal on this channel, guys. I just don't think this fight should be 3-1 Lemos. It's crazy. I like her to win here. It'd be surprising, though, if she knocks her out, but I got knockout by Lemos. That's her way to victory because it's honestly, would it be crazy if we saw Hill dance around the ring and outpoint Lemos? We haven't really seen Lemos go deep in the rounds at a straw weight, all that weight off of her. Before that, she was a bigger weight class. We don't know how her gas tank is because she's just been putting girls out. And Hill has a chin, and Hill's gas tank at 36 years old, her gas tank is still full. We know that she can go and throw a lot of strikes. There's no questions. You look at all of her last fights.
Almost all her fights are decisions.
Right. Almost. But she
win or lose, they're almost all decisions.
And she has tons of strikes in every single one of them. It's not like she's sitting there.
I'm just saying, she goes every round.
She goes every round. Yeah, no, definitely. That's why I think this is kind of crazy. I think Hill, though, beats who she's supposed to beat and loses where she's supposed to lose. And I think she's supposed to lose to Lemos. I think Lemos is going to rise up the rankings here. This feels more of a live spot to me, though. I'm either going to take...
Yo, tell me, though, what round you got on that KO.
I'm thinking first round. That's where Lemos' power is.
Ooh, okay.
So if she can clip her...
I was very surprised, though, because Montserrat Ruiz is tough, man. And she put her out.
She's tough, but she's a little girl.
I was just stunned.
I think this is going to be the first KO for Hill. I think it's going to be first round KO. And if I don't see a first round KO, if Hill's dancing around the ring, that's where I see that live spot could happen, where you could take Hill, get some plus money potentially on her, some more plus money, and she can dance around for round 2 and 3. You got to really kind of watch it. But I'm taking first round knockout by Lemos. And if she doesn't have it, then, well, we got to just see how it looks, because that's going to be a tough one. Now, as far as the card market goes, Hill's been around for a long time, but she seems to sit outside the top 10 more often than not. I got a hard sell on her. As you mentioned, she has a losing record inside the UFC. I don't see her climbing to the top at this point in her career. I mean, it's just not going to happen. I mean, she fights a lot, she fights often, but she also has a ton of losses on her record. It's not like she's going out there and getting these crazy upsets. Exactly like I said, she wins where she's supposed to win, and she loses where she's supposed to lose. Now, Lemos...
This will be a crazy upset, though, if she wins.
I don't consider it crazy. It's ranked 11 versus ranked 12.
I just base it on the line.
Yeah, but ranked 11, ranked 12, crazy. I mean, it's...
I know, but based on the line, though, it's a pretty big win.
Juliana Pena was a crazy win, but that's a different one.
No, but they're saying that's one of the craziest in history. I'm just still saying you can still have upsets that are pretty big, and they don't have to be the GOATs.
That's why I think this is just mispriced. This is mispriced, this line. Lemos not printed yet. She's not even proven yet. Let's be real. She doesn't have big opponents.
By the way, y'all, Cyborg the GOAT. Cyborg the GOAT.
I would love to see a rematch of Cyborg. That's no question. Cyborg's one of my favorites. But I like Lemos to really move up here if she gets a win over Angela Hill, especially if she does it with a knockout, her first knockout, Angela Hill. And this girl's showing that she's got that kind of power in the strawweight division.
No, if she puts out Angela in the first round, she can make a lot of demands. The whole. You know, people went.
You put the division on notice if you can.
Karate Hottie, she's already got a fight lined up, and she's right in the mix near the top. Angela, that was a good fight. That was borderline. A lot of people thought Angela actually won that fight.
Right. No, that's what I mean. Angela's got a great gas tank still. I'll take nothing away from that. I just don't know if she's going to be able to handle that power of Lemos. Most girls don't have that power in that division. I really don't think almost any of them do. Rose can put people out, but I think it's more that she just has insane accuracy where she puts her
precision.
Strikes. So we'll see. Lemos just seems to land, and she stuns girls. So if you get that knockout, it's a big improvement. All right, we got a bantamweight bout. I see this one. See, this to me would be a big upset right here. We got Rafael Assunção, ranked 12, plus 225 underdog. He's 39 years old. He's 27-8, and he's on a 3-fight losing streak. Just going to mention, he lost to Garbrandt, the crazy knockout. That was Garbrandt's last win. That was an amazing buzzer beater. He lost to Sandhagen and Moraes. He's going up against Ricky Simon, minus 280 favorite, 29 years old, who's 18-3, and he's on a 3-fight winning streak. Tom, do you see the upset in this one?
Well, I'll let you know when I'm done here. Yeah, this is going to be a good one, though. Some of these are very tough picks. Rafael Assuncio, the Brazilian, almost I would say borderline legend in the sport. He hasn't always been the belt holder, but he had so many wins. He's got wins against TJ Dillashaw. He's got some big time wins. And he only loses to the cream of the crop. 39 years old. He's getting up there. 5'4" in height. The other side, you got American Ricky Simon, 29, 5'5" in height. Ricky holds a 2.5-inch reach advantage. Rafael Assuncio, 27-8 overall. UFC 11-5. He's a black belt in BJJ, and he's coming off a KO loss to Cody Garbrandt. And here's the key, though. June 2020, a year and a half ago. Rafael's been out of the cage for a year and a half, and that was 3 losses in a row, as you had mentioned.
Take a look in Ricky between Simon, that loss and his other loss, there was a massive gap as well.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So he's been...
I did not notice that.
Yeah, so it's been... He hasn't been in the cage a lot. I think he was out over a year between Garbrandt and Sandhagen. It's very long in between those fights, too.
Interesting. Ricky Simon, 18-3 overall. UFC, he's 6-2. He's a brown belt in BJJ, and he's coming off that unanimous decision win over Brian Kelleher, and that was his 3rd win in a row. My pick, big question mark. What has Raf done in the year and a half off? Has he just taken time off? Has it benefited him, or has it been to his kind of neglect during that time? And he's going to come back, and it's going to be rough going because Ricky is on a run right now. Ricky is got momentum. Raf doesn't have it. He might have been trying to build up to get a run at it again. We'll see. That said, though, I'm going with Raf by decision here.
Nah.
I think he is going to get the upset. I'm picking him on decision. If he doesn't get it, I think he may retire. I feel like his back's up against the wall big time right now.
Yeah,
This is like a retirement bout for him. If he gets it, he continues. If he doesn't, he retires.
39 in the bantamweight division is rough. Especially he's coming off an injury. I believe before the Garbrandt fight, he had an injury. That's why he was out before that, too. Healing up at that age just gets longer and longer and harder. No question. I got Ricky here. I think he's coming right into his prime at the right time. 29. He's got the speed advantage. I also think he has the strength advantage. I see Rafael struggling with the pace. He really sets a very fast pace, Ricky Simon. And he's got great wrestling skills. He's jab, jab, shoot, shoot. Jab, jab, shoot, shoot. He's constantly just wrestling, wearing guys down. He looks good. I expect him to use the same takedown the entire fight. Just strike, too fast, takedown. Strike, too fast, takedown. I think Rafael back in the day, he's legendary in his own right. He is, no questions. He's got high-level wins, but 39, not being in the cage very much at all, coming off 3 straight losses, pretty brutal losses. I mean, I don't know if he's ever been finished until Garbrandt finished him. I don't believe so. And Garbrandt literally smashed his face with that buzzer beater, and Garbrandt can't beat anyone right now. Garbrandt can't beat his own shadow. We just saw that, as I called that one. He's got the Woodley syndrome, as I like to call it. He's a deer in headlights out there, and he smashed Rafael Assuncio. He was trying to build momentum on that, but it was just really, I think, Assuncio's on his decline, and Ricky's on his uphill right here, right now. Now, as far as the card game goes, Rafael had a nice career.
So you never said what's the call?
Oh,
Ricky Simon, but
decision.
how?
He's just going to grind him down. 3 rounds, just wear him out.
All right.
Possible, like, rear naked choke if he just wears him out too much. I think he just wears him down the whole time, though. Gets a 30-27 kind of decision here. I don't think Rafael's going to be able to hold up with the pressure that Ricky really brings when he's in there, and he's in his prime shape right now. Card game goes, Rafael, nice career, but not in the card world. He does at 39. I don't think it's ever going to happen. Got to put a hard sell on him. He just doesn't have that fan base that you really need. Like the BlackBeast may never hold the belt, but he has a pretty strong fan base. Rafael does not sell on Rafael. Ricky, though, he's young. He's up and coming. I don't believe he's ever been printed. I think we may see a Panini instant printed of him if he gets his victory right here. Got to wait and see, but I like it. I'll probably be a buyer of it. It'll probably be a low print run. You'll get a nice little advantage on everybody because not everybody buys those. So I like Ricky. I like what he's doing out there. This is a big level fight for him. Big name added to his belt if he can get the win. Now let's move right on. We got a lightweight battle.
Ricky got your number.
Yeah, I like Ricky though. He's a stud. He's another mullet man most of the time. I like that. Just holds true.
Yeah.
He rocks out that mullet.
The mullets took a beating the other weekend when they had the mullet weekend. You had Brendan Allen lose. He rocked the mullet.
Took a beating. Didn't the other mullet come through?
And who was the other guy? The other mullet took a beating too. It was
I forget.
Both mullets lost, I believe. I'm trying to remember who else was rocking the mullet that weekend. But maybe they'll make a resurgence, and maybe Ricky will bring back the mullet power.
Bringing back the mullet power. I'm calling it right now. But we got Diego Ferreira. He's ranked 12, plus 155 dog. He's 36 years old. He's 17-4, and he's on a 2-fight losing streak. And his last 2 losses, though, were to Gillespie and Dariush, 2 of the highest ground game guys, wrestling guys that you can face really in the lightweight division, besides maybe Islam. He's going up against Matus Gamerot, minus 180 favorite. He's 31 years old. He's 19-1 and 1 no contest, and he's on a 2-fight winning streak, last beating Jeremy Stevens. Tom, this is a really close one when you look at it. Where does Diego fit in right here? A couple bad losses, but it wasn't that he looked bad. It's just he went up against 2 of the highest level wrestlers in the division. What happens here?
Right. Yeah, Beneil Dariush is one of the best grapplers in the game. And he has two of his losses. He only has 4 losses. 2 of them are to Beneil Dariush, and 1 is to Gregor. So
that go back and rewatch that one.
I'm just
if
saying.
You want to see some high level, intense wrestling. Because
go
ahead.
Yeah, so you got Carlos Diego Ferreira on one side, the Brazilian, 36, 5'8" in height. He holds a 3.5-inch reach advantage over the Polish Mateusz Gamrot, 31 years old, 5'8" in height. Carlos Diego Ferreira is a 3rd-degree black belt in BJJ. He's coming off a TKO elbows and punches loss to Gregor Gillespie in May 2021. It was 2 losses in a row. He loses only to the best, though, as we noted. Mateusz Gamrot on the other side, 19-1-0 with 1 no contest. UFC, he's 2-1. He's a black belt in BJJ, and he's also a highly decorated submission wrestling background representing Poland. Carlos Diego also represented Brazil in jiu-jitsu and BJJ as well, and he's somewhat decorated as well, having medaled. I don't know if they were gold or not, but still medaling. Gamrot coming off that round 1 sub win over Jeremy Stevens. I mean, it was complete domination. I was very surprised. And props to Gamrot. July 2021, I did not see him finishing Stevens so easily and so quickly. It was unbelievable. And it just made Stevens look terrible. My pick, the question is, will, once again, Diego make weight? He missed weight again last time, and I think that hurts his conditioning. And it's got to hurt his just overall morale. And he's done this now a number of fights in a row. Is he going to make weight? If he doesn't make weight, I think his probability of winning goes down. If he makes weight, it goes up because I think you're going to have the confidence with that and the conditioning and all the things that came with it, proving the things along the line, the discipline. You did the right things to get in that position. I want to root for Gamrot here, but I think Diego's back is against the wall right here. I think he needs to come in on weight and get a win. He's got 2 losses in a row. He doesn't want to get a 3rd. I'm going to go with Diego by round 2 sub or a decision.
All right. Yeah, I think Diego's path to victory is round 1. Personally, that's what I think. I think Diego shows he's got a lot left in the tank. The guy is unbelievable. They interviewed Gregor after the fight, and they're like, He's like, I am exhausted. And they're like, well, what do you think? He's like, if I'm exhausted, I train every day my entire life. I know Diego's exhausted. And that's exactly what happened. He exhausted Diego. It wasn't that he was able to really, I don't want to say he wasn't able to finish him. He finished him, but Diego was there with every move. They were just back and forth. It was so high level to watch. It's just, it was so fast paced. And Gregor's gas tank is clearly unbelievable. Just watch it. The guy did not breathe. It was crazy. I think Gamrot, the same thing, though. If he's got the game plan and he watched the last few fights, I think he should win. It's super high pace to wear Diego out. As you mentioned, he has weight problems. He's a little bit older at 36 for a lightweight. I think you got to really wear him out round one, just highest pace you can possibly set on him, and then go for the finish in round two, possibly round three if he's still got some left in the tank. And I think Gamrot at 31 looks in top physical condition. I think he has a pretty good gas tank on him, we've seen. And I think he should be able to get the victory here. Round two, finish. Maybe round three if Diego still has a lot in the tank.
Strikes?
I think it's going to be strikes, but it'll be sloppy strikes. Probably some ground and pound, some stuff. Because Diego is...
that's a big call. I like
super
it.
High, just take nothing away. Diego's super high level. It's just...
Oh, yeah. He almost had Gregor in a bad little switch up a couple times during that fight.
No, that's a very high level guy. No question about it. It's just if you can wear him out, just kind of like Pena did to Nunes, just bring him out into where he has to grapple and grind and do everything. I think you could tire him out. He clearly tires out. They say cardio can be one of the best weapons. I think that's what Gamrot needs right now. Cardio as a weapon. Now, I think as the card game goes, I think Diego, he's losing time to really bring himself up. He needs this win. He's talented, fun to watch, but he was just printed. I'm really not liking his long-term prospectus right here. I got a sell rating on Diego. It's just 36, trying to climb up in the lightweight division out of all divisions. It's going to be so hard. That division is just so top-heavy right now with guys just dying to get title shots. You got Gaethje ready. You got Chandler still fighting great. I know he's not ready for a title shot.
Connor's jumping them all, baby.
Yeah, but you got Charles still reigning supreme. Islam Makhachev's right on the outside calling in. You got a lot of stuff going on up there.
Beneil's right there. He's fighting Islam. Beneil, you can't discredit that.
Beneil, but that's what I mean. I think it's another one of those ones. It's so top heavy right now. If you're not up there, you're going to have a problem. You're going to be waiting on the outside for quite a while unless you do something crazy to really impress Dana where you get to jump everybody. Now, Gamrot, on the other hand, he's looked good most of the time. That loss was kind of a horrible loss for him. It was like he wasn't even in the fight. It really didn't look like him. I mean, I can't say if he had stuff on his mind, personal things going on. It just didn't look like him in that loss. The guy's highly touted. He's a prospect, and he showed us how good he really can be. The question is this guy going to consistently show up and improve, or have we already seen the best Gamrot? Because that first loss kind of put a little question marks there for me. But I think we'll watch this fight. We'll get to reevaluate him and potentially watch him fight again. I don't know if he's going to be printed right away or not. Probably is, but we just don't know. So we got time, though, either way to watch this fight, reevaluate him then. And then that's all the fights we're going to cover today. I just want to say that I think the next fight in the main card is going to be potentially fight of the night. Cub Swanson versus, what's his name now? I'm drawing a blank.
Elkins.
Darren Elkins.
Darren.
I think that might be fight of the night. Not covering it. Both guys are...
I'm picking Darren on that one, by the way.
Yeah, I'm going Darren on the wear out. The guy just knows how to grind people. He puts himself in submission so like guys like wear their arms out, and he's just like, yeah, okay, thank you. And then he wins. It's awesome. He's awesome. The guy is awesome. He had a little losing streak there, but he's back. I like him. I mean, he's got the
Cub's no slouch either.
no,
So you
he's
never
not.
know.
But the damage right on your chest, it's a fight of legends. Period. That is a legendary fight, no matter how you look at it. I like Elkins in the upset, though. All right, but I appreciate everyone joining us, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Yo, check it real quick, y'all, before you hit the buzzer. If I don't end up seeing you before Christmas, y'all have a Merry Christmas. If I do, I'll probably say it again.
All right.
Peace, y'all.